This is Denise Evans with Butler Evans Real Estate. This video is about what you do when your tenant dies. Well, who is Butler Evans Real Estate? I am Denise Evans, JD, and qualifying broker. I've been involved in commercial and investment real estate for over 25 years, first as a Texas litigation attorney specializing in real estate, and then an Alabama investor, developer, broker, consultant, University of Alabama clinical professor in real estate, owner of Butler Evans Education, and nationally published author on real estate topics. We offer buyer and seller brokerage services for investors and business owners in Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, Alabama. We also provide statewide consulting services regarding optimizing sales prices, increasing real estate revenues, loan and investor presentations, site selection, short sale negotiations, and other matters. My tenant died. What do? I bet I get one phone call a week with that question. I know that's hard to believe, but I do. At least one phone call a week. If the tenant is the only occupant and dies during the lease term, then you have a problem. What do you do with the stuff? How do you get it out? How do you get the property ready for the next tenant? Well, you can wait for probate to be opened. That is technically the legal correct answer. We don't like that answer. It's highly unlikely that will happen. Most people don't have estates large enough to justify probate, and it could take a lot of time that this house is sitting vacant with no income coming in and all the stuff in there. So we don't like that answer, even though it's technically legally the best answer. You can wait until the rent is past due and evict. Well, in Alabama, an eviction is basically against the real estate. So you can do that. But you might not want to wait that long. And what do you do with the stuff? What you do with the stuff is, once you get your eviction order, you can do a turnout and you put it all out on the street. And if it gets stolen, it gets stolen, and the rest gets hauled off. But let's suppose you don't want to wait that long. Plus, you've got people claiming to be close friends, ex-spouses, or relatives banging on your door and calling you every day saying, "Let me in. I want to clean out the stuff." And of course, you would like them to clean out the stuff. So what's another answer? As a last option, you can let any random relative or ex-spouse or friend clean out the place. This solves your short-term problem, but what if an heir under the will or a probate administrator accuses you of allowing the tenant's stuff to be stolen and then sues you? Well, if that happens, that's why you have insurance. I'm honest. I mean, some things you just have to go with the best option under the circumstances and be comforted with the fact that you have insurance if you get sued. I'm not recommending always relying on insurance, but sometimes that's all you can do. If this is your solution, you require proof of identity and a written statement of relationship to the tenant from the person that's going to clean the place out. You obtain all possible contact information about that person, including social media accounts and other relatives or friends that if you can't find this person, other people might know where to find them. You ask for a copy of the will or a written statement that there is no will. And you require a signed and witnessed indemnity agreement where the person to whom you are giving the key promises that if you get sued because of letting them have the key and clean the place out, they will indemnify you and reimburse you for all of your costs and expenses and liability if something bad happens afterwards. What do you do if nobody shows up? Nobody asks for access. Call the tenant's references to find the identity of any relatives as a first measure. If you cannot find anybody, then take the position the tenant has abandoned the premises. Legal abandonment means the tenant has departed and has no intention of coming back. That is certainly the case in this circumstance. The tenant has abandoned the premises. Go ahead and clean them out and make ready for a new tenant, but store the belongings for 30 days while you run a notice in the newspaper. take the expenses out of the security deposit. This is not a legal requirement or a legal safety net. It's just what a reasonable person would do under the circumstances and will help immunize you in case somebody later says you did this all wrong, and you can say, I did everything I could under the circumstances. I did the best I could. I suggest that you plan ahead right now, today, without the need for any lease amendments. Ask your tenants to specify in writing the person who can be given access to the premises in the event of tenant death, tenant long-term hospitalization, or tenant incarceration, all requiring proof of identity and circumstances. That's a today solution. A lease amendment solution says that you put that in the lease, or you put it in an addendum to the lease and require people to let you know that in advance. And I recommend they let you know two people, because the person named in the event of death might be gone themselves, might be unavailable, and also get contact information. That's my solution to this problem. I wish there were better solutions, but there aren't. These are the ones. So choose the best one under the circumstances, but do try to plan ahead so this is not a problem in the future. Thank you for watching this video. I am Denise Evans with Butler Evans Real Estate. My phone number, if you need to call me, is 205-310-3799. My email address is denise@butlerevansrealestate.com. We also have other educational materials for Alabama landlords at my website of www.butlerevanseducation.com. Thank you.